Imagine waking up tomorrow morning and checking your life savings, only to realize that all the money you worked so hard for can now only buy you exactly one single, slightly bruised banana. What on earth just happened? Who broke into your house in the middle of the night and stole your money? Well, nobody actually broke into your house. There was no physical thief. Instead, you were robbed blind by an invisible monster called inflation. Today, we are going to expose exactly how this silent thief evaporates your wealth, and we will do it by looking at the craziest, most disastrous economic meltdown in the history of the monkey kingdom. Meet Barnaby. Barnaby is just your average, hard-working monkey. Every single day, he wakes up before the sun rises, climbs the tallest palm trees, and picks heavy coconuts for 10 hours straight. For his back-breaking labor, he gets paid in the official currency of the monkey kingdom, which is the leaf coin. Barnaby is not a big spender. He does not waste his leaf coins on fancy coconut drinks or designer sunglasses. He has a dream. Barnaby wants to buy a beautiful, spacious treehouse with a perfect view of the jungle. That treehouse costs exactly 10,000 leaf coins. So every week, Barnaby takes a little piece of his salary and buries it safely in a hole under a rock. He is disciplined, he is patient, and he believes in the system. And for a while, the system works perfectly. The monkey kingdom is a peaceful place. The prices of things never really change. A fresh banana costs 1 leaf coin today, and it will cost 1 leaf coin next year. A new hammock costs 50 leaf coins. The economy is stable because there is a fixed amount of bananas, a fixed amount of hammocks, and a fixed amount of leaf coins circulating in the jungle. Everything is perfectly balanced. But then the trouble begins at the very top. The king of the monkey kingdom, and King Bongo, gets a wild and incredibly expensive idea. He decides that the jungle needs a giant solid gold statue of himself right in the middle of the main square. It is a massive project. He needs to hire thousands of builder monkeys, sculptors, and engineers. There is just one tiny problem. The royal treasury is completely empty. King Bongo has no leaf coins left to pay for this shiny new statue. Now, a responsible king might raise taxes, or maybe cancel the statue project altogether. But King Bongo is not a responsible king. He calls his royal advisor and asks, "Why do we need to find existing leaf coins when we own the royal printing press? Just print more." So the machines start roaring. The royal mint works day and night, stamping out millions and millions of brand new leaf coins out of thin air, and King Bongo uses all this freshly printed, crisp new money to pay the thousands of builders working on his golden statue. Suddenly, the jungle is flooded with money. While the builder monkeys, who previously only had a few coins to their name, are now walking around with heavy bags of leaf coins. They feel incredibly rich. And what do you do when you suddenly feel rich? You spend. The builders rush to the local markets. They buy all the premium bananas. They buy all the fancy hammocks. They throw wild jungle parties. Looking around, Barnaby sees everyone living large. It looks like an economic boom. It feels like the entire monkey kingdom just won the lottery. And everyone is celebrating this sudden wave of prosperity. This is what we call the illusion of wealth. It is the euphoric phase of money printing. Everyone has more cash in their pockets, so they feel wealthier. But here is the critical catch that nobody in the monkey kingdom realizes yet. While King Bongo printed millions of new leaf coins, he did not print a single new banana. He did not print any new hammocks. He did not build any new tree houses. The actual amount of real stuff, the goods and services in the economy, stayed exactly the same. The only thing that changed was the amount of paper chasing that same amount of stuff. Meanwhile, Barnaby stays completely focused on his goal. He ignores the parties and keeps burying his coins under the rock. Finally, the glorious day arrives. He counts his savings and hits exactly 10,000 leaf coins. He packs his heavy bags of money and marches proudly to the real estate broker to buy his dream treehouse. But as he walks through the market, he notices something deeply disturbing. The local banana stand, which has sold bananas for 1 leaf coin for decades, just crossed out the number 1 and scribbled a massive number 5 on the price tag. Barnaby brushes it off as a greedy vendor and keeps walking. He reaches the broker, drops his 10,000 leaf coins on the table, and asks for the keys to the treehouse. The broker looks at Barnaby, lets out a long sigh, and shakes his head. "Oh, the price is no longer 10,000, the broker says. As of this morning, that treehouse costs 25,000 leaf coins. Barnaby is entirely paralyzed. His life savings, years of sweat and sacrifice, just lost more than half of their value in the blink of an eye. And the worst part is, the crisis is only just beginning. Let us pause for a second and look at the actual math behind Barnaby's nightmare. Why did the treehouse suddenly become so expensive? It is simply the law of supply and demand acting like gravity. When the builder monkeys got all those newly printed leaf coins from the king, they flooded the market demanding more goods. The real estate broker saw that suddenly there were 50 monkeys wanting to buy a treehouse, and all of them had bags full of new cash. But there was still only one treehouse available. If you are the broker and 50 rich monkeys are fighting over one house, what do? You raise the price. You keep raising it until only one monkey can afford it. That is the hidden mechanism of inflation. The treehouse did not magically become bigger or stronger or more luxurious. The real-world value of the treehouse stayed identical. What actually changed was the value of the leaf coin itself. Because King Bongo created millions of new coins with zero effort, every single coin in existence became less rare and therefore less valuable. It is like watering down a delicious bowl of soup. If you have a great bowl of soup and you pour a gallon of tap water into it, you have more liquid in the bowl, sure. But the flavor is completely ruined. Your soup is diluted. King Bongo poured a gallon of paper money into the economy, and he mathematically diluted the purchasing power of Barnaby's hard-earned savings. Now Barnaby is angry, he is frustrated, and he is very, very hungry. He goes back to his heavy coconut picking job, but everything around him is completely spinning out of control. The banana vendor raised the price to 5 leaf coins because everyone suddenly had money, but it does not stop there. The vendor quickly realizes his own living costs are going up too. He has to pay more for the wooden delivery carts. He has to pay more for the organic soil. Yet he has to pay drastically more for the delivery monkeys who transport the fresh bananas from the farms to the market stall. Those delivery monkeys see the new, terrifying banana prices and they completely panic. They march straight to their bosses, wave their empty lunchboxes in the air, and aggressively demand much higher wages. They scream, "We cannot survive on 1 leaf coin a day anymore. We need 10 leaf coins right now just to eat a basic meal." Yet the transport bosses have absolutely no choice but to agree to these demands, otherwise the entire supply chain stops. They raise the daily wages to 10 leaf coins. But to afford those massive new wages, the transport bosses immediately raise the delivery fees. And to cover the delivery fees, the banana vendor raises the final price of bananas to 15 leaf coins. And so, the deadly, unstoppable wage price spiral is officially triggered in the Monkey Kingdom. Wages go up, so prices go up. Now, prices go up, so workers demand wages go up again. It is a terrifying, vicious loop that constantly feeds itself, and it accelerates faster and faster every single day. The speed at which money changes hands, which economists call the velocity of money, goes through the roof. Monkeys stop saving entirely. The moment they get paid a leaf coin, they run in a full sprint to the store to buy anything they can find because they know that by tomorrow morning, and that same coin will buy them absolutely nothing. King Bongo, watching the prices violently skyrocket from his luxurious golden palace, starts to panic. His massive, shiny golden statue is only half finished, and the builder monkeys are now demanding 100 times more money just to show up to the construction site. What does King Bongo do? He makes the exact same catastrophic, ignorant mistake. He fires up the royal printing press again. But this time he does not just print millions. Now, he prints billions and then trillions of leaf coins. The printing machines run so fast and so hot that they literally catch on fire. The royal guards are shoveling newly printed money out of the windows just to make room in the palace. Welcome to the hyperinflation phase, the final, most destructive, and most tragic stage of the economic disease. The Monkey Kingdom descends into absolute, unpredictable chaos. The numbers written on the price tags become entirely meaningless. It's changing by the hour. A single ordinary hammock now costs 3 million leaf coins. A simple drink of coconut water costs 500,000. The physical paper of the leaf coin is now fundamentally worth less than the cheap ink printed on it. Monkeys completely stop using wallets. Wallets are a joke now. They start using backpacks, then large suitcases, and eventually heavy wooden wheelbarrows just to carry their daily cash to the grocery store. And some monkeys even start burning the leaf coins to stay warm at night because the paper money is actually cheaper than buying firewood. One truly tragic, unforgettable morning, Barnaby digs up his secret hole under the heavy rock. He stares down at his life savings, his precious, hard-earned 10,000 leaf coins. He carefully loads them all into a massive, creaky wheelbarrow. He pushes it through the chaotic, loud, and crowded jungle market, sweating under the morning sun, and parks it right in front of the local fruit stand. He slowly points a tired finger to a single, slightly bruised, very sad-looking brown banana sitting on the counter. The vendor looks at Barnaby, looks down at the massive wheelbarrow overflowing with 10,000 shiny coins, shakes his head in pity, and says, "I'm sorry, my friend, but that is only enough for half a banana today." Barnaby is utterly crushed. His entire life of brutal physical labor, his strict daily discipline, and his endless patience, and his beautiful dreams of a quiet treehouse have been completely and totally wiped out. He still has the exact same number of coins he carefully saved. Not a single one is missing, but their true purchasing power has vanished into thin air. This is the brutal, unforgiving truth about macroeconomics. Inflation is not simply when things get more expensive. That is the great lie they tell you. Inflation is when your money gets cheaper. It is a hidden, a silent tax on the working class, the poor, and the responsible savers. When a central authority, like a king or a central bank, prints new money out of thin air, they are not magically creating new wealth. Wealth requires labor, resources, and time. By printing money, they are simply stealing a tiny fraction of purchasing power from every single dollar or leaf coin that is already sitting safely in your bank account. And they take that stolen purchasing power and transfer it directly to whoever gets to spend the new money first. In the Monkey Kingdom, King Bongo and his royal builders got the new money first, and they legally stole the value from Barnaby's hard work. Money is nothing more than a system of mutual trust, a psychological ruler that measures human time and energy. When you manipulate that ruler by printing an infinite amount of paper, you break the trust. But you destroy the energy of the people who actually produce things, and you eventually collapse the entire kingdom. You see, the government relies on your economic illiteracy. They want you to blame the greedy corporations, they want you to blame the greedy farmers, and they want you to blame the greedy store owners for the rising prices. It is the perfect magic trick. The central bank causes the inflation by quietly expanding the money supply in the background, but the angry citizens point their fingers at the local grocery store when the price of eggs doubles. Barnaby initially blamed the banana vendor for being greedy, completely unaware that the vendor was just another victim, desperately trying to survive the king's reckless monetary policy. Once you see this truth, you can never unsee it. You realize that holding your savings in paper currency over a long period of time is like trying to store water in a bucket full of holes. The longer you hold it, the more your purchasing power leaks out. That is why the wealthy elite never hold cash. They hold assets that cannot be printed, like premium jungle real estate, solid gold coconuts, or businesses that produce real value. If you want to survive the real-world financial jungle and strictly protect your own treehouse from the silent, invisible thief of inflation, you absolutely need to understand how the money system actually works behind closed doors. Do not let the greedy kings of our modern world dilute your life savings and steal your future. Hit that subscribe button right now and join the EcoSimians community, where we decode the complex, rigged financial matrix into simple, undeniable truths. And pay very close attention to your screen right now, because next week I'm going to reveal the shocking, untold secret of how a tiny, elite group of monkeys actually used this exact same inflation crisis to buy up the entire jungle for pennies, and turning worthless paper into real, hard, unstoppable assets. You absolutely do not want to miss that one.